right, Oliver. You're about to enter into the web of stupid shit that comes out of my brain hole. So
Ready.
got a little one-shot prepared. I did it in like an hour in the car, waiting for Eliza to finish a chiropractor appointment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna be joining half of the guys from the Revelry in our campaign. So this is a bit of an introductory one-shot, getting you acquainted with just the game, the world, and your 11th level PC. First time, well, not first time, but first time in a big campaign playing D&D. So, yeah, it should be a little interesting. I would like to say I have more prepared than I actually do. But you know what? We'll go with what I've got.
I'm sure if I go off the rails and off the beaten path, I'm sure you can always spin something.
I'll just kill you.
Just like a Witcher when you fucking cheat in the game and it summons like a level 30 fucking like demon thing to kill you. You just like go off the beaten path, and then you just like, oh look, there's a what do you call it? A thorax or whatever, the fucking Titan thing that's immune to all damage. Thorax?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Either way. So this one shot, I'm about to say a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense. We're playing in the world of Eberron. That is like the name of the planet overall. But the main continent that you see on this big world map is called Corvair. So that's, at least for now, primarily where most of our adventuring and other misadventures happen. But this story, your story, Sonder, is going to be taking place down towards the town of Delethorn, right here on the banks of Lake Galifar. For some reason my pinging isn't working. I can usually ping.
I can see it. I'm watching you.
Oh, is it?
I can see your game master and camera guy.
Oh yeah, it should do a little ping like visual, but I guess it's not doing it. That's weird. Either way, so you're down here in the town of Delethorn. So this calendar stuff, nobody has it memorized, but that's fine. I keep track of it to like have time make sense in the world. But it is a late night. Sul the 8th of Larvion. That is midsummer. The year is 998 YK. And I mean, you've watched the videos. I don't need to get super into the history or the particulars. But, it's a rainy night, cloudy, pretty misty, and you're currently a little bit of ways outside of the town of Delethorn. It's a pretty, a bit of a cloudy night, but through the clouds in the sky, you can see just generally most of the moons of Eberron. All the 12 of them are visible, but in particular, the moon Siphoros tonight is shining quite brightly in the full moon as you descend upon this town. So you have all of your gear, and what would you like to do? You've heard that your brother, or not your brother, but you've heard that just in general there has been an attack or something, some kind of beast attack, and some people were injured, possibly even killed in this town. And so this seems like the right direction based on how you've been tracking Aileron? Aileron? Am I pronouncing that right?
Aeolian.
Aeolian. There we go. Aeolian. I'm tracking him for a very long time at this point. But you think you're right on his heels.
Mm-hmm.
While it's unfortunate that this attack seemed to have happened at his hand, it seems to be giving you a fairly decent and fairly recent trail. So, you're outside of the town. What would you like to do?
I think I would like to enter the town and potentially look for maybe some place of activity, like an inn or something, where people could meet. Maybe pick up on some rumors or information.
Alright. Alright, so I'll say make an investigation check as you just make your way into the town. You're looking around for a restaurant, or an inn, or a tavern. It's pretty late at night, so there's not a ton of people out and about.
Alright, so I click on investigation, and then do I click advantage, normal, disadvantage? I'm assuming normal, right?
Yeah, unless I say otherwise, or you're using some ability that gives you one or the other, then just normal roll.
Okay. And if I might be wrong, but didn't I have advantage in investigation because I chose the investigator perk?
You don't have advantage. You have you have that official inquiry passive ability where it helps you get into like investigative areas, but then also you do have advantage on investigation checks. I believe something like that, but I think it's in one of your forms.
Okay, I'll just do normal then.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So as you make your way into the town.
Now I'm interrupting you, I know, but where did it go? Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, there's a little chat. Yeah. So, as you make your way into town, it seems like, while it's really late, there does seem to be a little bit of activity. You heard, of this attack, from people traveling down the road opposite of you towards Kree.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is very fresh news, and you see people seem to be in a bit of a hurry going in and out of a building. And you see there's a handful of carts and horses tied up in front of the building, and it seems to be the most lit up place in the town.
So I would cautiously make my way forward, kind of peer into a window, see how many people are in there, and then if it's absolutely packed, maybe I don't necessarily avoid it, but like I'll go up there and peek in the window and see how many people are in there.
Make a perception check.
And that's going to be advantage, right? Because I have there's a check mark next to it.
That means you have proficiency. So
okay,
and though both proficiency and everything like that, that's added already. So you just
okay. So just a normal one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 20 on it.
All right. You look inside. There seems to be a decent bit of people inside of the tavern. As you see, what looks to be a handful of people seem to be crowded around, and with that, like crowded around some of the. They're called like benches, or not benches, but the booths. And you see through the. Oh yeah.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you see, there seems to be just people running around. They seem to be pretty frantic, and just looking around, you smell it before you see it. But there's blood seemingly trailing like from the entrance up towards those booths, and as people are shuffling around, you see what looks to be one person in like heavy shining plate armor sitting in like leaned up against a wall, just with a ton of people like crouched over one of their sides. Another person seems to be just laying flat on top of a table with a lot of people around them. And you see on top of another table, you see a handful of people seemingly just like discussing, almost very not necessarily gossiping, but just like talking
And is
frantically, and they're taking what looks to be like just a tablecloth and pulling it over him.
okay. And the armored person with the silvery armor, he was alive, right? Or he was sitting down?
From what you could tell, they seemed alive. There seemed to be a big group of people around them. And I'll say roll a history check. With advantage, I'd say.
20.
Alright. So looking at them, you didn't see the symbol, but you recognize the armor immediately. This is a brush shepherd. You know the brush shepherds are, they're a decently well-known name here in the Eldeen Reaches. They're a group of sort of mercenaries, which are contracted out by this noble house in the area, which owns a lot of land, just a big agricultural business. And the brush shepherds are just known generally to help the noble house get their business done. Generally they have a reputation of being a little rough with people. Particularly, it seems, shifters. Very recently, during the time of the Eldeen Plague, which is going on about right now, you know that they've been working very closely with one of the Dragonmark houses, House Vidalis, which is heavily involved with making like mage-bred animals and that have been sort of keeping the infrastructure of the Eldeen Reaches going, as they seem to be immune to whatever the Eldeen Plague is.
I think I want to go inside the inn. I definitely want to go inside the inn. And cautiously approach the group of people that's surrounding something, and kind of but see what's going on.
Alright. Well, as you push your way into the inn, would you mind describing what you look like? Like, what's your name? What do you look like?
My name is Sonder. I'm wearing a trench coat, I guess you could call it, that's of black coloring, a leather jerkin underneath with a necklace at my neck, a hat on with a wide brim, gloves on, heavy black boots, and riding pants with all seemingly made of dark shades of color, blacks and browns. If only the only color on me would be maybe a dark green that could be perceived as black. I have a hairy face, beard, full beard, and long hair, and I have a gray streak going through it, and I think that's. Oh, and I have green eyes.
And
I can remember. Oh yeah, and the fact that I'm fucking scarred across my face. That too.
There's a big claw mark across your face and an eye patch for one eye. Alright, and as you make your way inside, you see, you actually feel a push over your shoulder as somebody seemingly bumps into you and trips over, while you're going through the doorway, and you see they fall straight into the trail of blood that was left on the ground, and you see them slide a little bit as they seem to drop some implements they were holding, and they just immediately just, God, shit! You see they look up at you, and just like your whole sort of mysterious look, and then just quickly start grabbing their tools. And you see they seem to be a pretty young kid, maybe 16, 17 years old, now just smeared with blood all over him, and just starts grabbing all of his things, and he says, "Hey, try to watch where you're going. We're trying to take care of some people here." And he makes his way over quickly to the group that seems to be formed around the men you had seen through the window. So he makes his way over. Inside of the tavern, there isn't much different than what you had seen from the outside. It seems to be mostly devoid of actual patrons and business, aside from a few people who have seemingly moved across the room from what seems to be a makeshift, like, hospital almost. And some people are just finishing up their drinks and just trying to quickly leave, or are just talking about or making their way over to the injured people to see what they can do to help, or maybe just see what's going on. And so what are you doing?
Casually make my way over to the people who are kind of gossiping and talking amongst themselves, and I would like to make an inquiry as to what exactly has happened here and what's going on.
What do you say to them?
What has happened here? I think that would be what I say to them. What has happened here? What's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and typically, I mean, it depends on whatever you're comfortable with, but usually we are the players talk in, like, first person. And just because, like, yeah, we just try to get into it.
Okay.
You don't have to if you don't want to, or if you think it's weird. We're not doing... I mean, I do voices, because, I mean, I have to be, like, a million different people. But you don't have to. You can just be...
Yeah, I definitely couldn't be a gruff 6'5" werewolf man with my nasally ass voice.
Yeah. So, yeah, you play it by ear however you want. You could just say, I say this, or I say something along these lines. But, or whatever you're comfortable with.
What has happened here? What's going on?
So, you see, it seems to be two men and a younger woman standing, all talking. One of the guys just seems to be quiet and, like, off, not necessarily listening, just trying to seemingly keep his eyes away from what's going on, and the two others are talking. And you're saying, and they just sort of look at you up and down. And do you have the bandana up?
Well, I don't think it's a bandana now. I think it's just the eldritch scarf now that's covering my face.
Okay,
but,
so you do have the scarf up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of just look at you and are a little, like, as you're very masked up and just sort of closed off, and you can tell they immediately, because, I mean, you know from having just tried talking to people before, at times people have confused you for a bandit, or other just people who aren't doing the best things, and they sort of take a step back. Make a persuasion check, I'll say. Your best stat.
5.
They sort of just quiet up, and the woman steps forward and just says, "Do you need help with something here?"
I'm looking for my brother. He actually, no, I don't think that's the right thing. What I say. Has there been an accident around here? Is there been any commotion lately?
Yeah, clearly there's some people injured across the room. If you'd like to go see what they're up to.
I don't think they need help with me. Oh, I don't think they need me interfering right now. Is there another inn in the premise, or another inn around here that doesn't have, a dead person lying around?
Sure, there are others. I mean, there's the Twig, but this is the biggest one. I think they've closed down for the night already. If you got questions about what's going on, you can go ask. We're having a conversation here. She sort of immediately turns away from you and sort of ushers the people away, seemingly just almost a little abrasively, just trying to exit the conversation.
I get the hint and kind of back away. And is there a bartender at all or anything attending to somewhere? Now that I can see further in the room.
Yeah, you look around with your passive perception real high. Just you see, they seem to be. You see someone that looks to be like the bartender or cook or something, and they're over by one of the injured men. You see now, actually on the inside, the guy in the full metal armor. You see, his left arm is actually completely missing, and there's just a massive pool of blood. And there's just a bunch of people staunching the wounds, as well as what seems to be some kind of holy person or healer currently working, like reciting a prayer and working to mend these wounds. But
seeing the I'm blanking now for words. Seeing how bad the wound is and how almost inhuman it is, and I rush over to try and see the damage up close, investigate it, or figure out what could have caused it.
Yeah, you make your way over pretty quickly, and just immediately you see a very familiar agent, one of House Vidalis with the Griffin crest. Surrounded with vines and spears and a tree on top, sort of interposes themselves between the two of you. Actually, sorry, a hippogriff. And human, as you know, all that bear the mark of House Vidalis are. They interpose themselves between you and they say, "Whoa, you have some business here? We're trying to tend to these people, so unless you think you can help, it's better we give them some space, I think."
I ignore him and kind of poke about the wounds, trying to see if I can recognize any claw marks, bite wounds, any... Wait, I have a question that's kind of outside the thing. For my brother, was he cursed, or is he inherited as well?
I mean, you're not entirely sure. You know, he developed the powers.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you'd assume he's inherited, but after the process he's been through, you're not sure, really. And I will say, the guy put himself in between you before you were able to get to any of the people.
Okay.
Yeah, were you going over to, like, the person that's been covered? Like, the person
who's missing the arm.
Table, or the missing arm? Okay, yeah,
missing
the guy puts himself in your way. And you can just see out of your peripheral vision, there seems to be another brush shepherd that sees you moving forward and is now, like, standing up and making his way over. And so the Vidalis agent just asks, well, you got some business here, or are you able to help?
Sorry, I was just trying to see his wounds, or just examine his wounds. I might be able to determine what attacked him, or if you guys are unsure.
And he says, well, do you think you can help at all? And right as he's finishing saying that, you see the brush shepherd almost pushes the other guy out of the way and steps right in front of you and says, yeah, we think we've got a bit of an idea what kind of animal did this. Do you have experience with these things?
What things are you talking about?
Well, sort of. And you see he sort of moves his, like, almost inches towards you a little bit, and he's sort of lycanthropic mongrel.
I could not hear what you said at all. What's that?
He just leans forward and he says, you know, any sort of lycanthropic mongrel.
What? I'm just turning down the other sounds now that I'm inside.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's been rain sounds this entire time, but I'm inside now, so the rain's quieter. Okay.
Yeah. So
he says like a werewolf. or like a
and
lycanthropic mongrel.
Yeah, and he just stares. He stares right at you.
I lower my cowl, revealing the scar across my face, and I say, I have some experience with them.
He sort of sits back, almost like scoffs a little bit, but almost like a damn. Like, he can see that was probably pretty bad. He says, and the two sort of just look at each other and say, "Well, as long as you don't injure them anymore, you can have your look."
So I walk over to the guy missing his arm, and kind of kneel. He's on the floor. Is he up on a table?
He's in a booth, like all the way back, leaning up against the wall. And you see people are like, it seems like he wasn't put there. He sat himself down there, and people are like uncomfortably trying to reach over like the bench to like staunch his wounds or like do anything. But he's just sort of sitting back there, just staring off into the corner. He seems conscious. You think he's not saying anything or moving at all, but his eyes are open at the very least, from what you can tell.
Okay. Is there any way for me to use my foldable pet now? Or is that, like, I have to, like, charge it up or something? I don't remember.
Well, no, it's with you. I'd assume most of the time, unless you're, I'd just assume, however you want the relationship between you and it to already be pre-established. But in general, it typically likes to just be what form would you say it's in right now?
I'm thinking bird form.
Alright, so are you letting it fly free, or are you like keeping it on your person?
I would say I would let it fly free. Kind of flit around.
Yeah. So, as soon as you entered the building, it sort of knows the drill and sort of just immediately flies off. And just goes into the rafters and is just looking around, just going between rafters.
And so I walk over and determine if the guy missing the arm is alive or dead, because I don't remember exactly if that was the case. But
make a
I'm now
medicine check.
Medicine check. I got a natural 1 plus 5.
You're genuinely not sure. They almost seem catatonic, just sitting there staring off into the corner of the room. But as you push your way forward, and like the House Fidalis agent seems to have people move back a little bit, like the people who don't necessarily need to be there to keep this guy alive, but you make your way forward. And if it weren't for him just immediately turning over to look at you as you move forward, you would not be sure. But he looks over to you immediately, and doesn't even necessarily seem to be looking at you, but almost looking at something on you. Like maybe he's looking at the eye patch or the scar or something, but he's almost examining your face.
Okay. So I don't know if this is crazy. So there's people pressing a cloth against his missing arm, trying to staunch the blood, right? Would it be crazy to just suddenly light my hand on fire and press it against the stump to try and stop the blood?
Or are you just gonna like push forward and do it, or
talk with the people first? I would assume. Actually, do I even have the pendant on me? Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah. So that would probably take you burning a charge to like light your hands.
That's fine.
It could be done. All right. So just generally make a charisma check to try to get people to back up, or like to listen to you.
Ability check, right? When I click on charisma.
Yeah, persuasion. My bad.
Persuasion.
So that big bonus. Yeah.
Wait, Oh yeah, with +0. I got a 7. Okay, great.
People don't necessarily seem to be listening to you. They're like, you're gonna, like, they get it. You're gonna cauterize it, but you don't have any fire on you. And the guy actually missing his arm, just sort of through gritted teeth, just says, "Just let him try it. I don't think you guys are gonna do much better." And the people sort of move back and give you a bit of space. And the guy holding like a big tablecloth over the guy's, like, because you see it's all the way like shoulder, it seems. You're not sure if there's a bit of a stump or something, but all you can see is just a very bloody like tablecloth being held at the guy's like whole shoulder section. And so he just sort of looks at you, ready to move it when you want to go in. So what are you doing?
Okay, so I step forward and raise my... if I'm facing him directly, and it's his... Which arm's missing?
You're looking at him, his left arm is missing, and he's sort of, like, seeing you move forward, almost scooches his way so that he's sitting on the bench with his back up against it, and the stump facing you, or the shoulder facing you.
I take off my glove, and then light my hand on fire using one of the charges from the Pendant Tempered Fury. How do I get rid of charges for this?
So if you look at the...
Oh, I see it. There we go.
Yeah, you can just reduce that by 1. Alright. And as you step back, you see the little fist pendant almost flares a little bit as you see sparks, and you just hear as your hand bursts into flames. You reach forward, and the guy, seemingly a worker at the tavern, lifts the towel, and you see it's not entirely... The arm is not entirely gone. There's a bit of a stump. Very little. But, like, small enough for you to put your whole hand over it and just sear the just severed part of the arm. And you just immediately hear the guy just through gritted teeth yelling, and he just slams his hand into the table. And just quite a bit of cussing, but you see as you pull your hand back, just the smell of roasted flesh filling your nose, boiling blood, and you just see, you pull your hand back, and you sort of have to like twist your hand to sort of get every exposed area. But now you pull back, just in general, you see there's just like a there's just a hand like on his shoulder now.
Okay.
Just your hand burned into his shoulder.
Now, did that stop the blood?
It did seem to stop the bleeding.
Okay. And...
yeah.
I ask, are you with me? Are you there? Are you good? Are you good? Are you... Like, how are you doing, sir? Like,
just
trying to get this dialogue down, haven't I?
Yeah, it's all good. It takes some getting used to. Even I'm a little fumbly with it right now. It's been a while. He just sort of says, "Oh God, damn, it's quite the trick." But,
yeah, I offer him a drink from my container of heat frost. I'm assuming there's just like water in it.
Yeah, what would you have in it?
Like coffee. Sure, coffee.
Right. He reaches
warmed.
Over. He goes to take a drink and just immediately spits it up. He doesn't bother to like spit away from you. He spits right back at you.
Oh, great.
Just the warm coffee just hits you, and it's really hot, so it burns.
Right. Nice.
But he's just like, God damn. Glad you were gonna give me some alcohol at least. Shit.
And then I kind of raise my voice and call for a potential bartender or chef or whatever who is there. Can we get some ale?
He immediately just standing there, like seeing this interaction, just goes behind the bar and starts pouring. And the brush shepherd just looks at you and says, "All right. So who the hell are you?"
I'm Sonder. I'm just a wanderer in this village. curious to see what has happened. What did this to you?
Some crazy animal. At least that's what people are saying. It seems like some were creature attacked us on the road. We were caravanning here from Cree, selling mage bred animals from the House Vidalis people, and he sorta motions over to the one person covered and the other laying on top of the table, and you see the guy laying on the table has like House Vidalis uniform. And you assume the other guy was House Vidalis as well, as you didn't see any armor on him. Just says, well, we got attacked by something. The other guy, you see he motions towards the covered... he motions towards the person who's laying back. There seems to be a big group over him, and he looks very messed up. You haven't seen the extent of his injuries yet, but he seems very messed up and not responsive, necessarily. But you see he motions over to him and just says, the other guy saw the beast come at us, and he tried to warn us, and got knocked a damn near 10 meters off his horse into the fields. After that, it was just panic and shouting.
You get a good look at it?
Big furry sumbitch, and I hit the animal with a divine smite right in the mouth, but the mongrel hardly flinched. That's when it grabbed my arm and jammed one of those big old claws right through my bicep. You see he almost starts to like trail off, and just it was a terrible pressure in my shoulder. It was a terrible tearing sound, like a meaty book being torn in half, and everything just went dark. I woke up, and I guess I'd crawled under our overturned cart. I was bleeding like a mother. Thought I was gonna die, but hell, thought I was dead. It was just the other guys not moving and me shouting for whatever help I could get.
Did your company manage to stop this creature?
I don't rightly know. It was chaos. The other guys might know, but one of them ain't with us anymore, and the other don't seem too well.
So, a question out of the D&D thing. When I don't know how to continue, like right now I didn't immediately have a response, that's okay, right? It's not like everyone's going to be like, say this. Duh.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of times where you don't know what to do or say. So you just got to think it, or potentially just think about your options, and, poke and pry until something works. Something, fuck, I get stuck in accents all the time. Something, not something. Something. There we go. So, you see the guy seemingly sits back and is just, with his good arm, drinking his ale. You see there's the two others that were that were seemingly part of the same caravan. There's still a big group around one of them, and the other guy, people have seemingly walked away from, and he's just now covered on top of the table.
Okay. jokingly say, like, let me know if you see him again, and then stand up and make my way over to the crowd of people that are covering something.
The covered guy or the guy who people are surrounding?
The guy who people are surrounding.
So you make your way over to him, and the smell of blood just gets way stronger.
Mm.
And you like push your way past as some of the people move, seeing what you did to help the other guy. And you see this guy just completely has almost his chest torn completely open. But the one healer seems to be with them, and then you see the wounds are starting to mend. You're not sure exactly if they'll pull through. I mean, you know, the healer doesn't seem to be like super powerful, so they're doing what they can, but it's only so much. But people almost make way for you, seeing what you did to help the other guy. And one of the people standing there says, "You got anything for this guy as well?"
Unless I fucking burn his chest cavity closed, I don't think I can do anything. But I'm looking through my inventory right now to see if I can do anything. I gotta pee so bad right now. I'm like shaking my legs.
Yeah, I mean,
could I go pee real quick? Just pause. Time out.
No.
Time.
No.
Pause.
No potty
Pause.
time.
Yeah,
Oliver,
you're not allowed
you
to
have
pee.
To go through this next
I just tore out like 3 hairs taking my headphones off.
What? You have to go through the marathon. Hold the potty. Bro, that's so crazy. I can see him walking and I can hear him walking.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's like science, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna repeat that.
Remember the part where we weren't supposed to be in the room for this?
Bro, I'm gonna put my headphones to the piano.
We'll go do that.
I'm out of bed. I'm putting on the bed right now.
Alright.
I'm gonna play my piano too.
Here. I'm gonna pause this. Alright, there we go. Alright. So picking back, what was your question? So yeah, you walked up to this guy, and people just sort of make way, believing you can probably also help this guy, and they just say, well, you got anything for this guy like you did for the other?
I take my hand up and put it against my head and solemnly put it against my chest and solemnly shake my head.
Alright. You shake your head, and the guy sort of just... you see, he is laying... I would say make a medicine check, actually. Yeah. You see, his chest is fairly badly torn open.
I got a 22.
Holy. Alright. Yeah. This guy isn't necessarily beyond... at past the point of no return. But he's very quickly approaching it. I think maybe you could potentially help out. Maybe just aiding with the, like, medicine process. Like, or even potentially you think some of your better healing implements could top him off.
Can I offer people potions of healing? Or, okay. So I get down on my knees and pull out a potion of healing from my I guess my scarf. And
which size? One of the smaller ones or the bigger one?
one of the smaller ones, you know. It's not that important, right?
Alright.
And unstopper one of the smaller ones and gently grab the back of his head and lift it up and kind of pour the contents into his mouth.
Alright. And as you've seen with healing potions before, their properties are really weird. Like, you'd expect you pour a liquid into the mouth of an unconscious person, they start choking, but this almost seemingly just goes down on its own. And you see very quickly, just by the purely arcane nature of this spell, you see almost in his chest cavity, muscle and other parts of flesh just start re-stitching themselves. Not seemingly enough to fully bring the guy to consciousness immediately, but immediately everybody around just starts getting like, almost like this is an opportunity, and they start going in to help with the medicine. So, and people seem to be like saying they could potentially bring this guy back from the brink now. So he's not up now. You could maybe wait a bit, maybe see if they'll get him up, or you could even try to help yourself.
I wouldn't mind waiting.
All right.
And while I wait, I maybe do like a certain whistle, I guess, since I'm proficient in whistling, to call back the bird thing, and see, and not the bird thing, my paper pet, and to read it and try to see any conversations and stuff that it was picking up while I was flying around, if it was doing that.
Mm-hmm. So you see, it flies, it comes back to you, and just sort of lands on your shoulder, and you put your hand down, and it sort of just hops down into your hand, and you start to unfold it, and you see like the sort of sentient nature of it immediately just goes away as it just becomes once again a piece of paper that you read. And it's a lot of just chatter about, oh man, what happened, and just these people got really messed up. At one point you hear, you read, I'd say, about, yeah, I heard they were coming in from out east from Cree, or northeast-ish. Their caravan got attacked, some kind of beast. I don't know if they cleaned it up yet. Has anybody gotten that cart off the road? Like, I hope whatever beast was out there still isn't there. They continued just rambling about it, but that's what sticks out to you the most.
I'm just making some notes.
Alright. Yeah, and after a little bit, I'll do some rolls, see if these people, if the guy manages to pull through.
Where did the company come from again?
The Brush Shepherds, you know, they're contracted by, the Grayson Noble House. Oh, you meant like, where did they physically come from?
Oh no, what I just read on the paper. They came from the east.
Oh, they came from, it seems like some northeastern road traveling from Cree.
By Cree.
Yeah, and you know the Eldeen Reaches well, so you can look at this map and sort of get an idea for where they are. Where they came from, I mean. So you see, Cree is down over here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I spelled it right. Yay.
There you go.
Look at me.
Okay, so yeah. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, after waiting for a bit, actually, you do hear people seem to get a little aroused, a little almost excited, as
boners everywhere.
Yo, as the House Vidalis agent laying on the table, seems to draw breath and start to sit up, and then immediately groan and fall back.
So that was the guy I offered the healing potion to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually rolled really well. They got him together pretty quickly, so no slip-ups.
That would be really unfortunate if I just gave him a potion and he just fucking...
Yeah, he died anyway. Yeah, you know, the dice, they do some wacky shit sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's something you'll learn. Sometimes the dice just aren't with you.
I rush over and just to do a checkup to see if he's fine, because he just, got back up and slammed back down on the table.
Yeah, you go over, and it seems like he does, and generally, I mean, relatively, he seems bad. He seems good. Overall, terrible. He's groaning because he started coming to, sat up a bit, and then the pain hit him, and he just slammed back down, and now he's just crying.
I lean over and softly ask or inquire if he would like a warm drink or some ale or something.
He says, "Oh God, yes. You have any coffee?"
In fact, I do. And I unstopper my container of heat and offer him a warm beverage of coffee.
You give him
Great.
a little bit. How do you do your coffee? How does Sonder?
I hate
Sonder
I hate
do his
coffee. Personally, I hate coffee. So I have no idea what it. I would just say straight black.
Straight black.
Because I don't think I'll have like all the fancy schmancy stuff.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
should have said tea because I feel like tea would have made more sense. But coffee's fine. Coffee's fine. I can do tea later.
So the guy, he sips some and just immediately just spits it back up. And
I knew it. I knew it.
And just, God, you like it black? And you can immediately tell just from, I mean, his torn up, but what was probably once really nice clothes. This guy probably wasn't drinking black coffee, a lot of sugar and creamer, and just immediately did not like that. And he just looks up at you and says, "Thank you. But, so you're the one that gave me the potion, helped me out?"
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Like 10 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag.
You're lucky to be alive.
Yeah. You see, he looks down, and his chest is, like, not put together still. There's no skin. The flesh is mended together, and there's, like, a divot, a good inch, just in his chest. And he just...
He's got pectus excavatum now, the chest hole.
And he just looks down, and he just... Oh, God. You see, he almost, like, gags. Doesn't seem to be very good with blood. And, unfortunately, is covered in it. And just looks at you and just says, "Oh. So, who are you?"
My name's Sonder. I just happened to be I happened to be passing through your village. What exactly happened to you? And I keep calling it a company. Does that make sense? Like
They're
a company of people?
They're a dragon-marked dynasty, dragon-marked house, company. It all works.
Alright, what exactly happened to you and your companions?
Just, we were traveling down from Kree with a lot of mage-bred animals. I was helping keep them calm through the storm, and there was some noises behind us, and this really tall, muscular, hairy beast jumped at us, and it seemed to be coming from almost directly up north. Just jumped straight at me, and all it took was one hit, and I went flying, and God, I thought that was it, but later I was laying in the field and it came back. I guess it did this to me. As he looks down at his chest and just in horror. It's a big wolf-like werewolf, everyone's saying. God, been here for so long. I mean, I know plenty of shifters, but never a full-on werewolf.
What color was its hair? Its fur? If you could describe it for me, what did it look like? Besides tall and hairy.
I'm not really sure. It was really matted, or muddy. It seemed like very dirty, wild.
You guys managed to take it down? Do you know?
God, no. There were just 3 of us on the caravan. Before it came back to me, I heard the other guy screaming, and the brush shepherd, he was quiet, but then it was just the cries of the animals. They were stuck to our carts. They couldn't run. God. It's just... He sort of trails off.
Did you see where it ran after it was done with you guys?
You see, he sort of just still spaces out for a bit and just like sort of looks back at you and says, "Sorry, what did you say?"
Where is your caravan now? The carts and the animals.
Down the road between here and Cree. Not more than 5 minutes outside of the town. If we were any further out, we would have been left for dead.
How long would you say it would take me to reach there if I followed the road?
10-15 minute walk max.
Thank you. And I'll sort of get up and make my way towards the doorway leaving the inn. Is there any way to transform my pet immediately back into like bird form? Or does that have a cooldown? I don't remember.
Let me double check, but I think it takes a couple minutes to fold it back. You can just speak a command word to refold it.
I have not settled on a command word.
Until you do, you could just say the command. That's fine.
Alright, I say the command word. And he starts transforming, or it starts forming back into a bird.
So the paper, you see, almost folds itself back up origami style into that of a little bird. And it sort of flits up to your shoulder and just stays there. Almost expecting you to, like, pick it up. And as you get to the door, it immediately notices the rain and tries, like, pushing itself into your scarf. Not, like, into the extra dimensional space, but just to get away from the rain. It just flits into your scarf.
That would be highly unfortunate if water just completely destroyed the pet forever and it never existed.
Yeah, it you know it wouldn't destroy it. It just doesn't like the rain regardless. Mm-hmm. So it, like, pushes itself. It can't really... It's not strong enough to push itself into your scarf. So it just, like, stays under your chin. Just, like, pokes you every once in a while.
In my beard.
Yeah.
If anything. So I make my way out of the inn. And kind of the antisocial guy. Don't really say goodbye or anything. I kind of just nod my head towards the guy who gave me what information I needed. Leave the inn. And start making my way on the road between Delathorn and Cree. and when I get far enough away from the town, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but when I get far enough away from the town, and knowing now that there is another lycanthrope in the area, I would like to transform and start running towards along the road. Not necessarily on the road, but like following it on maybe like the side or something.
Are you doing a full wereshape or just your partial shift?
If I'm doing a partial shift, do I get all the advantages and stuff of like investigating and doing all that stuff while I'm in my wereshape?
I think you get most of them. Let me double check. You can use your ferocity for unarmed. You're one size larger for determining like how strong you are. You gain the extra night vision. But I don't believe you get the extra speed quite yet. Although as Sonder, you already have your 50 feet of movement speed, so you can.
Yeah. I'll do a full transformation then, because I don't think that it gives me the investigative. Because I'm able to track and able to. So that's all. I don't really care about anything at the cart. I just want to pick up a trail and see if I can follow it.
Yeah. So your body immediately starts to change and almost engorge. Are you going large or medium?
Might as well go large. You know, I don't think there's any point or any real difference between the two besides just their spacing issues. So I'll just go large.
So your body
Guess I run into anything.
Engorges immediately. You feel almost like your rib cage expand. Your bones push out. The flesh and muscle of your body start reforming. It's just a terrible, almost like the sounds of running through a forest where the floor is all covered in dry tree branches and leaves just cracking and tearing, just not necessarily like, almost like a bunch of wet meaty paper being torn and tree branches snapping as your bones just reform themselves. And what does your wereshape look like?
My wereshape is as my large. I always forget that you're gonna ask this because I need to actually describe it to everyone who's participating. So
yeah,
I'm not
this is practice. You'll need to. Yeah, you're gonna be. It's gonna be a everyone explain what you look like kind of thing when we get in the big group.
Let me pull up the picture. I feel like I do a better job if I have a visual.
Oh yeah, I agree. I feel that.
So as my large wereshape, I am clearly a werewolf. I am tall and bony, very long-limbed, with a broad chest and shoulders that lead to a large wolfish head. My hands are exceptionally large, and they are each finger is tipped with a sharp claw. My legs have now expanded to wolf-like legs, and they have that extra joint that allows for, wolf running, whatever you'd think. My hair is quite shaggy and is a black. I don't remember if we settled on it. It changes when it depending on what direction you're looking from or something like that. Did we settle on that?
I mean, yeah. If that's the look you want to go for, hell yeah.
Okay, so
Go for it.
depending on the light and the way you look at him, sometimes he looks kind of a grayish, light grayish color, and other times he could look dark as pitch. The hair runs all throughout my body and is quite long on my back, but there is an oddity. The long tendrils of hair seem to be floating around me for whatever reason. One of my eyes is glowing with a dragon mark over it, and when I'm extended to my full height, I am about 10 feet tall, and I think that I went through all of it. I think that was it. I didn't leave anything unchecked.
Yeah, so as you just run through, As you just run out into the rain, you immediately just drop on all fours as your body reforms and just pulling yourself through the mud as you just start running towards where the cart was said to be. Let me just update this. I'm gonna put anywhere from. You said it's anywhere from pitch black to what? Light gray.
It could be anything from pitch black to a lightish gray, depending on the light.
Alright. So, you just absolutely rip it out towards this cart. I assume you wait a little bit till you're a little bit out of town before you transform.
Yeah, I said that. I went out to the. I was gonna say I walked 10 minutes out of town, but then that would have been 5 minutes of me running through the just to get the thing finished.
Yeah, you just go out into the dark, and at that point, you almost disappear. Because of the boots of Elvenkind, did you take those? No, you did not.
No, we got rid of those.
Okay, no, so there's just the wet slapping of mud that just becomes even louder and heavier once you transform into your large wereshape. Eventually you start coming upon with your enhanced night vision. You see an overturned cart, and just you smell it before you get anywhere near it. Just the heavy smell of animal blood as you make your way towards the cart. And before you even see the cart, you start seeing parts of torn up animals. You see a horse head just fresh on the side of the road. Right in the middle of the road, you see what look to be some cattle, other horses, sheep, some cows, ripped into pieces. Parts seem bitten into.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Some seems just torn, and as you make your way forward, you finally get to the cart, and you see the scene as described, but way more. Your vision is only in shades of gray in the dark, but you immediately know, or well, actually, because of there's absolutely no light, so you actually would need to be using your dark vision for this, not just your night vision, because night vision you need like very small amounts of light. But
wouldn't the moon provide that?
Oh yeah, then you can vary. It's very little, but you can actually see just, even just in the shades of gray, everything around here is red.
Using my dragon marked eye, I kind of, even though you already described the scene to me, look over it a second time just to double check. Look into the surrounding. Good night. Look into the surrounding tree line, and just trying to take in the situation and make sure I'm alone because I don't want anyone to see me as a werewolf. And to just do that.
Make a perception check. So you're just looking out, seeing if anyone's watching you.
And so I'm not doing it at advantage. I'm just doing it normal, right? Just double checking, because it's another one of the check mark ones.
Because this is sight.
Okay.
If it was like you're trying to smell out for something, I mean, you can tell anything involving you smelling right now would be extraordinarily difficult, just because the smell of just fresh blood is so overwhelming.
Okay. And observation wouldn't give me anything, or whatever that the skill was.
Yeah,
or
that's
feat
increasing your passive perception.
Okay, just double check. All right, normal. Got to go back to there. I got 20.
Observant. Yeah, you can also keep in mind you can read lips with observant.
Oh yeah, that too. Forgot about that. Could have used that earlier.
So, 20. Looking around, you do not see You do not see anybody watching you. There's nobody around, and you definitely do not see what looks to be any kind of werewolf or anything. You just see a lot of giblets, and just in general, it's a weird scene because you see a handful of overturned carts, and just a lot of just leather cords going from all the carts from what you believe would have been just like leads and sort of just wiring holding the animals to the carts, just leading to either corpses or nothing.
Would it be appropriate to scan the area for anything of value?
Like search for items, or you
Sure,
mean
yeah.
like a trail or something?
For items first, I guess, because I'm not gonna be a greedy bastard.
Make an investigation check.
Got a 7. Great.
You look around. Actually, I believe you actually have advantage on this.
Yeah, I think I have advantage on investigation when I'm transformed. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was intelligence investigation. So yeah, stealth. I forgot where it was from, but I'm looking.
We definitely need to set up, I think, different character sheets, just so those things can like auto apply when I'm, doing like my wereshape stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we'll eventually just remember it, but for
That
now,
too.
absolutely, yeah. I'm pretty
So what
sure-
am I adding to the 7?
Yeah, so you... Oh, wait. You have advantage on wisdom or intelligence that rely on smelling or hearing.
Okay.
So it wouldn't actually be...
Okay.
Yeah, so that was your investigation check. It depends. How much time do you want to spend on this?
How much time do I have in my wereshape?
Yeah, hours. It's just like...
Hours. Okay.
How far ahead do you want your brother to get?
I give it a good 2 or 3 minutes. Something just quick look around, see if I can find anything of value at all, and then even if I find a trail first, that'll capture my attention, and then
Yeah, that would
we'll continue
probably
on.
be something... I mean, especially with this role, something more akin to survival. But you look around through the carts really quick, and in your form, even though you're not exactly super strong, just your big size allows you to just, with your claws, hook under some carts and overturn them. Or actually, I would say make an athletics check. Because you actually aren't super strong. You're more so super dexterous.
16.
Yeah. So it takes you a bit, but you start overturning some of the carts. And you do see there is... you look really closely at what seemed to be the lead cart that was thrown completely off the road. And it looks like there was some section where maybe a chest was chained to the cart, but it's gone. You assume thrown around somewhere, and you can't seem to find it.
Okay.
Like, potentially with more time or searching again at some other time.
Or maybe my brother took it. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but it seems like there was potentially something here. And it's strange because the where you see the chest would have been, it almost it's actually, you wouldn't have noticed it if it weren't for the cart being so heavily damaged, but it looks like this chest was hidden under a compartment under the seats. So it looks like it was some sort of like fairly well hidden chest,
Okay.
but it's just now gone.
Well, with all that information, I think I'll go look for the chat. No. I am going to dismiss that and look for a trail to kind of determine and see where my brother went. Or this lycanthrope went.
Alright, so now we're going to do a bit of a skill challenge. So what these are it's a series of just skill rolls And so
Okay.
I'll typically how it works is, in order to succeed the challenge, I'll tell you you need to get this many successes before this many failures.
Okay.
In this case, it's 3 and 3, so you need 3 successes before 3 failures, and the
Okay.
just overall challenge is tracking down your brother. And so,
It would definitely put like a wrench in your in like this whole thing if
If
I
you
just
just
fail every
lose.
single one. Even though
Yeah,
that's
and so-
statistically impossible because my survival is so high, it would just
Yeah.
really suck if
Well,
that managed to
that's the
happen.
thing. With how it works, for individuals, it's a little different. But in the party setting, it would be each character can only make a check with a skill once.
Okay.
And there will typically be at least a few, like, specific skill checks that I will ask for. Like, there's this specific hurdle in the way.
Okay.
Make a roll, and it could even be an individual make a roll, or everybody make a roll, and the majority has to succeed for it to count as a overall success.
Okay.
And then I also, like, you guys can also say, well, it doesn't even need to necessarily be like you reacting to something I tell you. You could be like, well, maybe we're going through the forest, maybe there's some like vines and stuff in the way, so I'll go up in front cutting through the vines, and we'll associate some roll with it, or maybe even like maybe I know the history of some old paths that go through this, or like a shortcut or something, and then we could do history or whatever. And the better you argue how your skill would help, and the more I think it would make sense, the lower the DC it would be, and I may allow some different rolls if you're able to convince me that it would make sense. And so the first check as part of this is going to be finding a trail. So make a survival check.
23.
23, easily enough. You search around the attack site, and first you find a trail. And you see it seems to be from almost directly up north. But you remember what the guy said, and that seems to be the trail. That might be the trail in, but you're not sure. And you look around. Yeah, you look around, and in your search, you see something shiny in the middle of the path. And you go over and you see what looks to be a severed arm with what looks to be most of a like silver piece of armor and gauntlet all the way over the arm.
I know that one.
And looking at it, you actually see through the bicep, like straight through the bicep, it looks like there are 3 puncture holes straight down through it. And then you see at the end of the arm, it doesn't look like a clean cut. It looks like a tear, like there was a stab and then just a forceful pull,
like a rip. Yeah. Ouch.
And looking around, you do eventually see what looks to be another trail, and going down it, a lot of blood.
So I'm not doing the 3 survival checks, right?
We are. It's just
Okay.
what trail you decide to take is. You rolled high enough to get good information, so I'm sure you know which one it is. So
we're gonna go down the way they came. I'll follow the bloody trail.
So that's a success. Cheers. You start making your way down the trail, and it's very muddy, and the rain is making it super hard to see, so just staying on this trail is a little difficult. So give me a perception check to try to stay on track with this trail.
Quick question: doesn't that not bother me though? Because aren't able to just move through difficult terrain, like normal?
Yeah, it's not impeding your movement. It's just hard
it's
to
just
like
see,
walk,
okay.
like see the trail.
And you said perception, right?
Perception.
27.
You continue down the path, and god damn,
It would be more surprising if I got it lower, because I have +9 for perception.
hey, you don't know these target numbers.
I guess, yeah.
Because it is really hard to see. But you continue following the trail, and you have a pretty good eye on it. You almost lose it for a bit, but then you realize it seems to have been like the trail of an animal that ran away. And so you stay on the right trail, and you begin to start making your way towards... It's not the big forest that's on the map, but a smaller forest that's just around further away from the town.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you see what looks to be off in the forest the corpse of a mage-bred horse, completely torn, like bisected. And it does seem fresher than the others. So you seem to be on the right trail. That's a second success. So, now at this point, you're following the trail. You have a good lock on it. But it's starting to get... you're just traveling for a while now, just through the rain. It's been a while since you've gotten a good amount of sleep, just because you've been on this trail for a while. So I'd like you to give me just a D. It's not on your sheet, but this is an endurance check, like your stamina sort of. So it's not a save, it's a check. So this is just D20 plus Constitution modifier.
Okay.
And give me a second. I
You
need
said
to let
D20?
Daisy out. She's screaming. Yeah, D20 plus Con plus. I would say you're proficient in it. Yeah.
My Constitution is +3 and +7. Which one am I adding to it?
The numbers on the right are saving throws bonuses.
Okay, so I'm adding the +3.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't add the +3, but it's supposed to be 22.
All right.
And I didn't add. What was I adding? The perception
You
as well?
rolled 2d20.
Oh, I did. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so just roll again. It's fine.
How did that even happen? I just clicked enter. It's D20, and then it's plus. What was my Constitution, and what else?
I would say you're proficient in this.
So
proficiency bonus.
So +4. So +3
Yeah.
+4. And then I can just type that in. +3 +4.
Mhm.
And then 27.
Natural 20 as well. So when it goes green like that, that's a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
So you're exhausted, but you're on a mission. The torpor comes at you, but you just throw it aside. The adrenaline starts pumping. Especially in this form, you are just a supernatural beast. You tear your way through the forest, continuing forth, until eventually you're just pushing through the thicket, tearing apart bushes, small trees, till eventually you come back to a small clearing in the forest. And the trail almost doesn't necessarily abruptly end, but reaches up to the clearing, and then you see seems to go up into the trees right before the clearing. And the clearing has a few scattered trees inside of it, but you see the trail seems to end and potentially go up the tree. You're not sure, but it gets a little...
Are the trees like freshly broken down, or are they just kind of rotted in the way?
Make a perception check. That'd be nature, actually. whether it's rot or just damage. You've been around trees a long time. A lot of it is rot, like just damage from time.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see some like
Goring.
freshly broken branches. And as you just look up in the form, you just hear somewhere nearby just a snap.
I use my special hearing to immediately look towards where it came from.
Make a perception check with advantage.
16.
Oh, nice. So you look over, and you can't see in the dark, but immediately there's definitely movement in the trees. You're not sure if it's noticed you, but something is definitely up there.
I crouch down and do I just say enter stealth or
Just try to hide.
Alright, so I try to hide and kind of slinkily make my way towards the sound, avoiding branches and all that. That's I'm assuming based on what I roll, but I head towards the sound as stealthily as I can.
Yeah, make a stealth check. God,
16.
It's been so long since I've done this. This is great.
Hell yeah.
Alright, you get down, you sort of start making your way down, and immediately just another snap, and it doesn't necessarily, you see the movement start to get away from you. Like, go away from you.
Like quickly? Like it's running away?
It seems like it.
So I abandon all pretenses of stealth and at full speed start dashing after it as well.
So you start immediately dashing, and it seems like the clearing isn't exactly a circle. It's more like a roundish, fat
Like a lima
L.
bean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it starts like almost staying. Are you staying on ground level, or because it seems to be up in the trees and sort of making a perimeter around the clearing?
Okay. I'm proficient in acrobatics, so I guess I can jump in there with it, trying to going from tree to tree to tree.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
And would that be advantage or just normal? Since I'm in wereshape.
We will remember these things eventually. I don't remember. Let me see. Enlarged wereshape, partial shift.
I also had the same question for the stealth, since I took that one stealth thing, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, you would have had advantage. Yeah. Well, yeah. Usually when we miss things like that,
it might be on my shifter thing. If it tells, because that's where I got the acrobatics thing.
Yeah, it's ambush hunter. So, ambush hunter would have given you advantage on the stealth, or not? No, it wouldn't have given you stealth. It would have just made you easier, like harder to see. But you'd assume your brother was able to perceive you and just saw you.
Maybe smell me, recognizes my smell or something like that.
Potentially. Your nose is still just full of the scent of blood.
Mm-hmm.
So
and he's so used to it, he can pertain, or he can
discern you.
Yeah, that's the word. So I'm doing normal for acrobatics, right?
All right. Yeah.
17.
You're real good at it. So you start almost sort of like a monkey with your real long arms. You jump, and it's almost like a handlebar hook, and then just swing up higher into the trees as the branch just snaps below your weight. But you manage to just propel yourself up and just start chasing after this thing. And immediately you see just a mass of matted, muddy, and bloody fur just speeding its way through the forest right in front of you. And it does not seem to be as fast as you.
So I try my damnedest to catch up to it.
Yeah, and as
and then can I open immediately with an attack? Particularly the charge that knocks things over?
Well, actually, as you begin to get close, you see this thing almost recognizes that you are faster, and right as you're right about to get within range, it as well turns, and both of you go to swipe, almost mirroring each other. So I will need you to make a perception. And at this point, you guys had gone off from the clearing, just deeper into the forest.
Okay.
I need you to make initiative roll. See
Not
which of
perception.
Which of you two
How do I
faster.
make initiative?
So.
Oh, I see it. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I got a yellow warning. There is no active combat encounter in your currently viewed session.
Well, let me make one. Alright, so you are in your large wereshape form, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright, there you go, big boy. So you are up in this tree. You see your token?
Yes. I can move it, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. Up in that tree.
And you see up ahead there seems to be some creature looking very
That
similar to you.
was the other picture that I was like, oh, that looks cool.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Oh no, didn't we see this earlier today? I don't. Whatever.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add both of you to the initiative. And
I
then
like how it's just called camera guy.
you should be able to roll initiative now.
24.2.
All right.
Wait, where's the .2 coming from?
That's just a tiebreaker that automatically gets rolled.
Sorry, can you still hear me? Because Theo just knocked into my mic and it took the thing out. Cord out.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
You had to think about it for a second there. Like, that answers the question right there. Your Theo.
Yo.
Are you a Therianthrope?
Are you a Therianthrope, Dios?
He just like turns and goes, yes.
And he just claws your eye out. Just, yeah. All right. So here, he is gonna roll. I forgot where his initiative. Right there. Oh, beautiful. All right. So the two of you immediately turn towards each other. Oh, I didn't put that. That's weird. You actually rolled. It rolled really high, but you rolled much higher than it. And you rolled slightly higher than it, actually. 22 versus 24. So you get the first, you get that first shot.
Okay.
As you go in.
And because I was chasing it, do you say I was 20 feet behind it the entire time? Could I do that, where is that?
Yeah, I would say.
Features, what the fuck is it called? Feral Charge.
Feral Charge.
And then, how am I doing my... Okay, so I have Ferocity, Unarmed Strike, and then Ferocity, and then Frenzy Die. So which
Yeah,
Ferocity...
the Unarmed
do you want
Strike
me to
is just to remind you
I
that you can do the bonus ones. The main one is just the Ferocity.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll that one, and then I'm gonna roll my Frenzy Die for damage, I guess.
Yeah.
How do I roll this? Is the question.
So you should see like over the attack a little or on your like regular Sonder,
Yeah.
a like D20 next to the attack. Or
Is it
next
in the
to just
attributes
where it
page?
says frenzy.
Frenzy.
Yeah, so in inventory, it's technically a weapon, just
Yeah.
to make it rollable. But over like the little bag icon, if you hover over ferocity, you should be able to click that little D20.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Even though it says I'm rolling a 2d6,
Yeah.
I
So
clicked
it just
and
puts
it loaded.
Yeah,
and
it
nothing
just puts the ferocity action in the combat,
In the chat?
So now you can attack or damage.
okay. I can attack or damage.
Yeah, so make the attack roll.
Okay. Oh, I recognize this music.
Yes, sir.
So it says I'm rolling a 1d20 plus 0 plus 5 plus 4.
Yeah.
I'm.
The 0
Oh,
is
is this to see if I can hit him?
Yes. This is
Oh, okay.
attack rolls are to see
so confused.
like whether it's a miss,
I
a
always
grazing
forget this
hit,
part.
or a hit,
Yeah.
and then damage is once you land a hit.
Okay, so it's just normal, right?
Yeah, so attack, just normal.
17.
17 actually misses. You swipe, and the creature immediately just, both of you are in air at this point. You lunge at him, and he immediately turns his back to swipe at you as well. And the two of you just miss. You miss your swipe as the two of you fall back. And you can actually make. I mean, it's just your turn, so you can make another swipe. So that was the attack.
My first attack.
That was the attack exertion. So that's 2 action points. So you can make another attack.
Okay. And then this attack, I'll activate the frenzy die, but I have to do the attack roll first, right, before I do damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled even worse. So I'm assuming that doesn't hit him.
Yeah. You
and...
swiped 2 swipes in the air, each claw, each like paw, and just miss.
Okay. That was 2 action points, right? I still have 6 more.
You still have 2 more.
2 more. Okay.
So you can do
Could I
one
just
more
attack again?
one more attack.
That's probably what I'm gonna
That's
do.
it. Alright, so make 2 more attacks.
17 again. Damn it.
The two of you, well, we'll see on his turn. So now it's his go.
It's still badass. I'm swiping and he's like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh."
Yeah, and on his go, he turns around as well, and just is going to swipe at you in the air as well. Oh, that's weird. It says his bonuses. Oh yeah. Because give me a second. I need to mess with these abilities. I messed up the dice math, but I need it. No, unarmed strike. So then that is also that instead. And you see just up close, looking at this creature, and you recognize it. It's definitely Aeolian. Am I pronouncing that right?
Aeolian,
Yes.
you got it.
Aeolian.
It's like the pasta aioli.
Oh yeah. Okay, Aeolian. Yeah. So he's definitely still very lean, but much more muscle than you. Significantly more. And as he strikes out towards you, that's a 21 on the first hit.
Damn!
A 16 on the second.
Wait, so these are actually damage, right? I'm subtracting this?
No, these are the attack rolls.
Oh, okay.
I'll say, like, this is the attack, and then if it's damage, I'll say, so you take whatever hit points, however many points of this type of damage.
So you got 21 on the first one. That's between 20 and 22. Am I good on that?
So that's reduced.
Okay. And that's reduced by 2.
2, and then you also have the 3 reduction from
Flashing. So it's
Yeah.
reduced by 5.
What ability was
Okay.
that from?
The necklace.
Okay, yeah, so that's the first. That's one of the attacks gets reduced. Natural 1, and then 15. So yeah, 1 strike hits as you miss all of yours. You guys are almost. It's almost like cartoon style where they get into a ball and just kind of it's dust and just swipes and just
Hell
you
yeah.
guys just missing. But he gets one good lick right across your lower jaw.
Mhm.
He's gonna deal normal hit. Oof. He's gonna deal a total of 23 points of slashing damage as the
And
claw
that's
hooks
and then that's minus
tears.
5.
Yeah, and I will say all forms of reduction.
Mhm.
That's on you to track.
Okay, so it was 23 minus 5, so it's 18.
Yeah, and I will say he is his claws are not silver, so I do not. Oh, well, they are considered magic. So you do not get the resistance from being in wereshape. So it's not halved.
Oh, it's not slash?
It's not halved. It is slashing.
Oh, okay,
It's just
okay.
not halved. If
Okay.
it were to be like
Fine.
him stabbing you with a non-silver dagger, non-magical dagger, it would be halved. But this
Okay.
is like you. His claws are magical. Or well, not even necessarily magical, just powerful enough to get through that. And so it hooks and tears right below your lower jaw. And I'm gonna need at the end of the round both of you to make acrobatics checks as you jumped off the trees, attacked each other, and now just fall right onto the ground.
That's not making an acrobatics check right now.
Yeah.
Normal and not advantage, correct?
Yep.
12. Okay, that's my lowest one so far. Damn, I got a 3 there.
Yeah. Alright, so 12 you got.
Mhm.
So yeah, you guys were only... Actually, yeah. That's, I think, exactly what you needed. It, like, scales based on every 10 feet or something like that in the air. So you do not get knocked prone as you both fall. However, you do still take... this is halved. So 10 points of bludgeoning damage, halved because you got high enough, and then halved again because it's non-magical bludgeoning.
Quick question. Wasn't my jump height increased based on my wereshape at some point? Because wouldn't that
but
factor in?
you didn't jump off the ground and then
I
land.
see.
You just jumped horizontally and then fell. So it's halved to 5, then halved. Everything is rounded down unless it says otherwise. So halved to 5, halved to 2, and then minus 3. It's nothing. So you take no.
Why is it halved a second time? My question.
You're shifting.
Oh, okay.
Or oh wait, no, sorry. Resistance does not stack like that. My bad. So, or wait, no, that wasn't resistance. That was just halved
The
because you succeeded, and then half because of resistance. So yeah, you take nothing.
Okay. Okay.
So you land, you tumble. Let's see how he did. God, I hope good.
It just fucking slams on the ground, unconscious, like a natural 1.
Just boom. No, yeah, he also lands on his feet and takes just about nothing. Yeah, what feature was that has the minus 3?
Necklace.
Okay. Oh, so he does take a little bit. He takes a whopping 2 points of damage. And you see, when you hover over him, can you see like the? Oh wait, oh, because Foundry got updated, so a lot of the mods, not mods, but yeah, well, mods aren't active right now. So I will see to that after this, but he lands and just immediately starts snarling towards you. And so it's back to your turn. So what are you gonna do?
How far away is he from me?
At this point, you two have landed right next to each other.
Okay. I keep on using my werewolf Sonder to make decisions, and then I realize I don't have any skills on him. I light my hands on fire.
So that's one action point.
Okay. And then how much do healing potions heal? I'm sure it tells me if I... Gives me 2d4 plus 2 hit points in a James potion. I'll save it.
Yeah, little
No.
potions.
And can I use my iron bands of binding in wolf form?
Not your full-on wereshape form. It's a small ball. At this point, you'd be holding it between claws.
Yeah,
And
like...
it's been pulled into you.
Okay. It's in my ass right now. Hopefully it expands.
Oh.
And then it just expands and kills me from the inside.
Okay. Dead.
My brother's just like, huh?
Pardon?
Okay. So I light my hands on fire. That takes one action.
Oh.
And how many points do I have left after that?
Wait, so you just activated the necklace?
Yeah. Give myself fire hands.
So activating the necklace, I believe that's just one action point. So you have 3 left.
Okay. And then to attack, it only takes one action point. So
To attack, it's 2. Movement.
But then I
moving
get
is
the
1.
bonus one, right?
You get those bonus after you do the regular 2 action point attack exertion.
So yeah, I attack, and then I can attack again after that for 1 action point
Yeah.
as a bonus. Okay, so I attack.
Alright, so regular attack exertion. So this is 2 action points. So make 2 attacks.
Come on, I'm getting a +9 bonus. Fucking 21. That's better than what I've gotten before. Okay, let's do it again.
That goes through.
Fuck! God damn it. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
1 goes through, and then I need to roll damage. So I'm gonna need all of your wisdom here. So I'm doing ferocity, which is 2d6, and then plus my frenzy die, which is
right now is a
1d4.
Yeah.
And then I am also have my hands are on fire. I'm Mr. Fire Hands. Okay, let me read this. In addition, the pen has 3 charges and regains 1d3 expended daily at dawn. You can use a bonus action to expend 1 of its charges to ignite your hands in a magical flame while let your arms and hands cast bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for another 10 feet. And your unarmed attacks deal an additional 1d4 fire damage to any target hit.
What's the radius on that light? 10 and 10?
10 feet. 10 feet for bright light and 10 feet for dim light.
So you immediately just begin to shine light.
Oh my god! I can turn
Holy
into
shit,
the
that's
fucking
bright.
sun.
There you go, that's better.
I'm just like, fire!
You become
okay.
a hype beast when you burst into the flame.
So it is where's the D? That's a D6. So it's R1d6. It's 2d6 plus, that's equal, plus 2d4. If I remember correctly, right? It's the 1d4 from the frenzy and the other d4 from the fire damage. We just got to remember one's different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2d4.
So yeah, it's 2d6 plus 1d4 plus another single d4.
And I can just do 2d4 plus 2d6, right? That's okay?
Well, I would do the d4s separate. I would add
Okay.
the 1d4 fire separate because it's a different damage type.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I'll say now, it doesn't matter in this encounter, but in others, different damage types will matter.
Every single time I go to add another d4, it just immediately increases that.
What do you mean?
So I'm typing plus, and then I'm clicking another d4, and it's just increasing the d4 I already have on the thing.
Oh, you can just type. You can just do like space plus 1d4.
Alright. 1d4. $18.
Yeah. Oh.
And does it differentiate what did what?
No.
Oh, yeah, the first d4. Okay, it does tell you.
Oh, where does it say?
If you
that?
the
Yeah,
first
if you
d4,
click
which was my frenzy die, did 3, and then my 2d6 was 6 and 5, and then my fire damage is 4.
Oh, nice. So 18. So that's reduced because it's a grazing hit. So you did 18. So he only takes 15. And the strike hits, and he just sort of snarls back at you. And so that was your attack exertion.
And then I have 1 point left, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll use that as a bonus action to attack again.
All right.
Lots of attacks going on. Inventory, ferocity. I got a natural 1.
Of course.
Great, yeah.
Alright, so let me see something. God, I forgot how much some of this music goes off. Oh yeah, we forgot. You have the +1 psychic damage from the, rebuke.
Oh my god, you're right. Isn't it 1d4 or something like that? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
so just roll, I think he only hit you once, so roll 1d4.
Yeah. Okay, that didn't do the...
You typed it incorrectly.
Oh, it's /R. Okay.
r/. This isn't Reddit. r/1d4.
3.
Oh, decent. Alright, so you see, as part of him hitting you while you're on your way down, you see the usual. It doesn't bother you. It almost seems like you know it flashes, but it doesn't obscure your vision at all, and like the light slightly increases as the mark over your left eye sort of just flashes, and you see he sort of snarls, but does not seem as affected by it as you think he would.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on my description of how they receive damage, you may be able to infer like weaknesses or like vulnerabilities or resistances and stuff like that.
Okay. So what would I use to infer that? Would that be perception?
Me saying things along the lines of they don't take as much as you suspect.
Oh,
or
I see.
it does more than you think it would have. Stuff like that.
Easy. That's the Therianthrope I'm fighting. Fucking claw her.
What a cutie.
Okay, it's his turn, right? Because that was my last action.
Yeah. So now.
Fucking run away as far as it can go.
see-
Nope, never mind. I didn't mean to do that.
So now, on Aeolian's turn. On Aeolian's turn, he is going to just move towards you. Oh, Daisy, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? Oh, pig. Okay. So yeah. They... Yeah. And you see, they have most of the same Therianthrope attributes as you, like the larger form, the charge they seem to be able to do. but you can immediately tell just their like wear shape seems to be much, I mean, just at a physical level, but also in general just stronger than yours.
Mm-hmm.
As he strikes down, I need you to move. And they're just gonna go all out on you. So they already hit once, so their frenzy die is a d6 now.
Okay.
The first attack is a miss. The second attack, god damn it, also misses. You two are just...
I'm so fucking good.
You guys are just
fucking,
two fucking tanks. Ooh, the fourth final one hits, though.
Okay.
As it connects. Does an extra 1d6. Situational bonus. Yeah, so you take 23 points of slashing damage as another claw
and then
right across your chest.
-2 and then -3. So
is
17.
23 not a full hit?
Oh, he rolled a 23?
Yeah.
I thought he
no,
took
sorry.
it. It took
you
23.
rolled at 22.
Okay, so that's exactly at what it is.
At your armor. So then, yeah, it is a grazing hit.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So then I take the 2 off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I take the 3
other
off from the necklace, and then he takes damage now too
Right,
because
yeah,
of
so
the
roll it.
thing. So that's 17. Let me just write this down real quick. 17. No, 103. Okay, and then I don't know why that increased. 1d4. 1. Great.
Alright, 1.
Can't win them all.
Yeah. This one doesn't even seem to connect. It seems it was too small to even affect him.
Mm.
Alright. So it's their turn now, I believe.
Wait, didn't they just finish their turn?
Or,
Oh wait, they just attacked.
oh yeah,
And
they
then
just
more
attacked.
action
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. Or well, no, that last attack was the one that hit.
Okay, so it's my turn again now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say, in general, when I say a target is bloody, that means they are at 50% health or below. And
Okay.
depending on the creature, they may have additional abilities or stuff like that when they become bloody. Or creatures that are powerful enough may have things like legendary actions where they can take additional actions outside of their turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if they fail a saving throw, just choose to succeed instead a certain number of times. So that's something I would be like announce and say, well, they before your turn, whatever. So, all right. So it's your turn.
Okay. So I will make the attack action again. Let me adjust this as well. And that's 2 action points. And then, where is it? Inventory. I can't wait until I'm just so dexterous with this. And then attack. 11. Great. And I'm doing both hands, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so attack again. Fucking Christ.
Bad rolls.
And okay, so then I use my bonus action to attack again.
Yeah, so you take your 2 strikes and just not necessarily even wanting to hurt your brother, just make these strikes haphazardly and they do not connect.
In haymaker style.
Yeah, just super wide claw because of your just extremely long arms.
18. Okay. I think it was a 21 that I needed last time. And then am I doing both hands again?
Well, you have one action point left, unless you want to do something else.
I don't think there's really anything else I can do. I'm trying to think about it. So.
And another thing, when you make an attack roll, and I say, like, you just barely hit, or, like, you just barely got through their armor, or you just barely connected with them, that means, like, whatever you rolled, that is what exactly, like, the minimum you needed to get that hit. So
did that happen with the 21, I think?
With the 21, let me check. The 21, no.
Okay. So I'm doing one more attack roll as my last thing. 23!
There you
Bingo.
go. That, just barely gets through the armor.
Okay.
So, through that, you can be like, well, 23 is what I need to do a full hit.
Okay. Or 24?
Hmm?
Okay.
23.
So roll for... Well, I just got a 23.
Oh, you just got a 23. Oh, you rolled again and got a 24.
No. I got a 23.
Oh,
and
what
then...
was the 24? You just
I
said.
didn't get a 24. I was asking... So 24 would be when I got past his armor.
No, 23. Just barely means you did. And like, this is the minimum. So 23 is the minimum to get through that armor.
Okay. Great. So full hit his ass. Where is it? Damage. Damage is 2d6. So it's /R. Gotta remember this. /R. 2d6.
Yeah, it's
plus
like Minecraft commands. You start with the slash.
1d4 plus... And then I'll always do... Oh no, it's d6 now, because I'm attacking again.
Yeah.
One
and each round is 6 seconds. So a minute goes by in 10 rounds.
Okay. I thought you were telling me I had 6 seconds to get this all done. You're just like, fucking Oliver, hurry up. But no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, in world, it's like 6 seconds.
11!
Alright. You slash through.
5, 1, 4, 1. Damn.
So yeah, that was a full hit. Yeah, so you cut through, and immediately he sort of lets out a little bit of a whimper, but overall, you can tell just he's just eating these hits. So
that was my last point, I think. I think it's his turn now.
Alright. Did you do 4 attacks? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now, Aeolian is going to go in and try to grapple. He's going to take the attack exertion and as part of one of his attacks try to grapple you. So that is when someone tries to grapple you, you can choose to do either athletics or acrobatics. Like that being you forcing them off through strength or you like slipping away. But when you are the one grappling, it has to be athletics.
Okay, I'll do acrobatics because they have a higher whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
And that's normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've asked this 3 times. 19.
Alright, there we go. That is a 22. So he pulls you in and now holds you down. And so this is the little symbol for the grappled condition.
Doesn't he take any damage for touching me?
Messed up.
Any psychic damage or anything?
Not for touching. You have to be hit by a melee attack.
Okay.
So he grapples you and then just immediately starts trying to hook, like it's almost like a bear hug, and now he's trying to like claw at your stomach and chest. She's gonna make an attack. Just do ferocity. So that's a 28 to hit.
Oh my god. Minus The 3 from the
well,
necklace?
To hit.
Oh,
And
so
it's like-
okay, that passed my whatchamacallit. I'm gonna mess that up all the time, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
You'll get used to it. It's just to hit means against your defense range.
Yeah,
Damage would
that
be damage.
that definitely went past my dodge and armor.
Another 28.
So the second one hit.
All right. And so he's gonna do damage. So the first one is so he has a D8 now. Rolled a 1 on the bonus for ferocity D8. But so you take 18 points of slashing damage. And
Minus the 3 from the necklace, not minus the 2 from the armor class, because he got way above my defense range, right?
yeah.
Alright, so it's just minus the whatchamacallit. So I take 15, which is 98, 88.
For the first attack, I rolled a 4 and an 8, and then the second attack was an 8 and a 4.
Nice.
Same, so 17 damage on that hit.
Oh, 17 minus 3,
17
so
damage.
I should be at 89. Okay. I'm at 89. That was the first and second hit. Do I roll
It was. Wait. Do you roll what?
psychic damage? He's
Yeah,
hurting me
both
now.
of them. Yep. So you can just
5.
do 2d4 there.
Yeah.
So those would be. So that's rounded down. Alright. So he seems to almost be taking the hit. Like, you keep seeing the flashes, and you're starting to see the typical sort of psychic damage signs of, like, slight nose dribble, slight eye dribble of blood, a little bit around the ears, but it's just, for the most part, just... There almost seems to be little sanity or psyche to tear away at with psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was grapple attack and then attack. So not last attack. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, last attack at you. 23.
Per hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
23 to hit.
passes.
Right. So there we go. He's starting to roll better. 21 points of
great.
damage. 2 8s. And at this point, you are quickly realizing, he's got an advantage over you at just sheer power. And he's, as part of the grappled condition, your movement speed is 0.
Okay.
You can
Is there any way to try and break free?
Yeah, you can try breaking free, at the cost of 2 action points. But until you do break free, you're stuck.
Question. Hello, Daisy. Daisy's now in my room.
Mhm.
If you were grappling me and my arms are on fire because of the thing, would he take fire damage at all?
That would have to be like part of the attack. You attacking him.
Okay. Fine. Okay, don't rub against the mic like a weirdo, please. Off the desk, please. Go on. There you go. Okay, so... what am I rolling to get out of his grapple?
Same as before, athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
And you are contested against him as well.
So disadvantage?
No, it's normal.
Bro, I'm getting a +9. How does that even happen? 10.
For some reason it
Wait,
says you only got...
Oh, I
plus.
rolled it on the fucking werewolf page. The wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you
Okay.
roll that one, it's fine. Or, well,
7.
okay. Yeah, usually we would just stick with the roll and fix modifiers, but you're new to this, so it's okay.
Yeah, it would have just been
Doesn't-
14 then. You can go off 14. That's fine. I don't
Alright.
care.
Okay, so going with the 14. Absolutely. So a contested roll is any roll where you like 2 creatures roll, and the higher roll person with the higher roll wins.
Uh-huh.
So in your case, 14 versus 23. And you can feel immediately. Not only is he physically stronger than you, and not using he's just using his strength to grapple you,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also just something about his form seems to make him particularly good at just exerting himself physically and holding you down. So you're really stuck in there. So that was 2 action points. So you have 2 left.
Okay.
You can try again, or you can attack.
How many action points does it take to go back to human form?
You get it once free.
Okay. And how many action points is it while he's grappling me and on top of me? And if I turn to human form, that's free.
Mhm.
And then I have 2 action points. How much does it take to use the Iron Bands of Binding?
I believe it's
One
an
action.
action.
1 action, it says right here.
Yeah, so that'd be 2 action
Okay.
points.
But I thought the transformation was free, or is the action of throwing?
The action of
Eh.
because the transformation is free, but
Mhm.
any items that say that don't have the points, one
Mhm.
action is 2 action points, and a
Okay.
bonus action is 1 action point.
Okay.
Just
And
as
then
a
it says a
general rule.
creature, including the one restrained, can use an action to make a DC 20 strength test. To break the iron bonds. On success, the item is destroyed, and the restraining creature is freed. If the check fails, any further attempts to move the creature automatically fail until 24 hours have elapsed. Okay, so I will turn back into human form, kind of surprising my brother and not really expecting that.
Yeah,
And then
so
I will...
keep track. How many hit points are you at?
68.
68. So move that over to Sonder. So you
Oh.
switch over to Sonder.
Okay.
68. And you are still glowing this light. Yeah, 20, 10. Yeah, you're still glowing this light. And make so what roll does it say it is to throw the bands?
This rusty iron sphere measures 3 inches in diameter and weighs 1 pound. You can use an action to speak the command word and throw the sphere at a huge or smaller creature you see within 60 feet. As the sphere moves through the air, it opens into a tangle of metal bands, making a range attack roll with an attack bonus equal to your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So +9.
So a d20 plus 9?
Mhm.
Okay. $25.
Holy... Really? So, you get the iron bands, and let me just read this to you. So you step back, and almost tripping and falling back, you chuck the iron bands as you watch in the air. The ball just and starts to unwrap into almost a net of metal bands that just hit him, and it's still almost like half a ball as it hits, but then the bands start growing and wrapping around him until eventually you see he starts trying to claw out towards you, but the bands just wrap around his paw and start pulling it in until eventually you see he just falls down onto the ground, completely restrained by these bands.
Okay. Hell yeah.
You see he just falls down and is just howling. It's an angry howl, like just a feral caged animal, but there's almost a hint of a cry in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the end of your turn.
It's his turn now.
It's his turn now.
Great. So it's reading that he has 1 chance to get out of it, and then he has to wait until 24 hours have elapsed before he can do it again.
Mm-hmm. So is it straight strength?
A creature, including one restrained, can use an action to make a DC 20 strength check to break the iron bands.
Alright. Alrighty. Doing just strength checks are weird. Because it's like straight up just the ability score.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Perfect music change.
Oh, fuck.
You see, as the bands wrap around, he starts clawing at them, and the claws won't cut through them, but you start hearing just the bending and the tearing of metal as just a claw. You just see bands just start flying out, almost because just the tension in them is so great. But as a few are cut, just you see some just almost spray out like shrapnel, until eventually you see as he's fallen over, he starts standing up and just tearing as the bands continue to grow. And now in your just normal humanoid form, he begins to stand tall, tearing the last of the bands off of him, as he's maybe standing completely straight up 13 feet tall, just looking down at you.
Fucking dwarfs me. Fuck you.
And just looks down directly at you. Just these milky white eyes that sort of go almost orange and bloodshot around the edges. You see
Okay. I forgot to add this and talk about this. It would be cool if he had a dragon mark on his eye as well, but on the other eye.
He has a dragon mark on his right eye.
Yeah, it was my left eye, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so looking at each other, your two marks are just facing each other directly. And he just looks at you, and it's just, you see his mark has definitely grown way bigger than yours, almost starts wrapping around the, like, wolf skull. It's not just on the front of the face, it starts, like, wrapping around, and almost reaches up to, like, the ear, the wolf ear, towards the top of its head.
And is it his turn or my turn now?
Well, that was 2 action points to try to break out. So now, you made him real angry.
Oh, fuck.
He's gonna tear down at you with an attack. And actually, both of the attacks go wide as the bands are still trying to build, but by the end of the turn, both attacks miss, but he does manage to just tear the last of them off.
Okay.
He just howls there, standing in front of you. You get a very good look of just now this, what is.
So does that mean the iron bands of binding is just forever gone? I can just trash it now out of my inventory?
Yeah. They've just been destroyed. And you see now, just standing in front of you, the full, almost opposite to you, full white pelt, matted and disgusting, slick with mud and blood, that just goes into gray tips as he just looks down at you. So it is your turn.
Okay. So he's pretty close to me still, right?
Yes.
And I can transform without any cost now, correct? Still? Okay, so I transform again.
You go back. And so back to large.
Yep.
You reappear right in front of him.
And I activate one of my potions from my potion band. And will that
one?
just take? I think I'll activate a potion of greater healing.
Right,
I think
so
that's appropriate. I'm at half HP.
Right.
So it's a 4d4 plus 4. Slash R 4d4 plus 4. 16.
So you see, even in your wolf form, the little leather band around, like, your wrist at this point, it loses one of the red snakes. Just
Okay.
retracts.
I'm gonna add 16. That'd be 70, 84. Great.
Damn near empty.
That I thought that would do way more, but you know, I got 12. That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
have a baby potion. So that's
So how much? That's 2 action points, right?
That's 1 action point. Because it's a bonus.
Okay, so I have
action.
3 left. Okay, so I attack using 2 action points.
Go for it.
Okay. $14. That's one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Other hand. And then I use. We're both too good. I use my other my last bonus action to attack. It's my bonus action? Should I be using Ferocity Unarmed Strike 1 bonus action
They're
instead?
both the same thing. That's just there to remind you that you have
And my
that
bonus
ability.
action is it both hands again as well?
No, it's just 1.
Oh, it's just 1. Okay, that's what I figured. Fucking motherfucker. Okay, I miss all of them. So I suck apparently.
And Aeolian, at this point, you see, now that it's his turn, you see the mark across the skull begins to start glowing. You'd noticed your mark had been letting out retributive strikes every time he's hit you, but his hasn't done anything. And you see it start lighting. He's gonna make his attacks.
The fucking Oblivion music is perfect for this.
You think so?
Hell yeah. That was the first time I ever saw like werewolf gameplay in a game was a Oblivion mod for werewolves.
So that's a 24 and a 23.
To hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so they both hit.
Yeah, so ferocity dies up to a D8 at this point. Or D10.
And do D10.
Man, I'm really not rolling good.
That's fine.
Relatively. So that's 18 points of slashing. And then, in additional, you see with the hit, whereas your mark strikes retributively, his is just an active, offensive strike, as you see it flashes. And you take an additional you take an additional 6 force damage as you feel it's not even a cut. It is not any physical thing like impacting you or cutting you. It is just straight kinetic force shunting you. And
Okay, so that was how much physical slash?
18 physical slashing and 6 force.
Okay, so just take 3 out of that because of the slash.
Okay.
So I'm taking 21 points of damage. Great. 63. Great. Okay. And is it still his turn, or is it my turn now?
No,
What
that
has
was
happened to
his
me because of the
attack
force damage?
insertion.
Am I getting launched away?
Oh yeah, you do get pushed back a bit, although he doesn't push you back very far, just back into a tree. He's keeping you close.
Okay.
And then with that, you see the 2 strikes. Oh wait, that was one of the attacks, one of the damage rolls.
Okay.
And then just a total of that's less, 13 points of damage total. 12 slashing, 1 force.
Okay, so then that would be 10 points.
Yeah. And so you see as he steps forward, the band's completely off. 2 strikes down in an X shape, and then this time he just roars down in your face, and you see You see the mark on his face flash. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
So I'm clicking wisdom, saving
Mhm.
throw.
Yes.
There's nothing I'm adding. And normal, right?
No.
18.
Oh, that's really good. Lucky you. You take half.
Huh.
This roar just is shouted into you, and you take, plus 3. You take 13 points, or well, no, this is halved, so you take 6 points of psychic damage as he just shouts into you, and then an additional 4 points of sonic damage as just the loud scream is piercing to your ears, and you just
Those are already halved, or do I have to
just
have
begin
them?
those were already halved. So 6
so
and
10
4.
points.
So 10 total points. As just the loud shriek in your ears just makes your ears begin to bleed, and you feel you're starting to get pretty hurt, and just the blood is pouring down, and you're not feeling too hot. And so that's the end of Aeolian's turn.
Great. Okay.
And you would have still had the light on you, my bad. Alright, so what are you doing on your turn? Right.
I'm just looking through my abilities. One sec.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have 4 action points, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. How much does it take to use Grim Visage?
Grim Visage. So Grim Visage.
It just says none.
Yeah, let me see. Grim Visage. What level was Grim Visage?
I think Therianthrope 9.
So yeah, let me see. I'm looking at your Sonder character sheet. So features. Yeah, I guess I'm not seeing it. Where is it? Oh,
It's
did
in active abilities. Grim
Oh.
Visage.
Did I not put it on your... Oh, okay. Yeah. So Grim Visage, that's when you, as part of your wereshape. So when you go in and out of it. Or when
Okay.
when you go into it. That is not an active, like, I choose to do this.
Okay. I use Feast on him, and I lunge at him and try to bite him.
Alright.
Bring that down to 1. And then, blah, 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 blah. If the attack hits, the damage is piercing instead of its normal type, and again, temporary hit points equally a Therianthrope. Once the hit, what die am I rolling?
It's just a
Insane.
ferocity attack.
Okay, so it's a 2d6, and then I can apply the frenzy die to this, right?
Yeah.
So it would now be, I was just behind him, so it would now be a d8, and I'm using my mouth, so I'm not applying the fire, correct?
Yeah, you're just biting down.
Oh wait, I gotta.
And I will note, Aeolian is not bloody.
Okay.
Not. So
So I use Feast, and then I roll a R 2d6.
did
Plus.
you make an attack roll?
That is
You
true.
have to, yeah, you have to make the ferocity.
I have to do attack first. Okay.
Yeah, attack roll, then damage.
Well, for feast, I clicked the die for feast, and it kind of just brought it up into the feed, and I didn't see like
Yeah,
an
feast
attack.
just
thing
says
for it.
make an unarmed strike. So just go to the ferocity and make an unarmed strike.
22. Doesn't that hit?
That hits,
Right.
yeah.
Great.
Hooray. Alright.
Finally, after missing like 3 in a row.
Yeah, so roll damage and then I'll show you where the temp HP box is.
Slash R.
Yeah, you can also just hit the little damage box under the ferocity.
Plus 1d. I think that was it. No fire damage. 14.
Alright. So he takes 11 points of damage. And as your teeth sink into his throat, the box for temporary hit points, it's under the left, like, current hit points.
Yeah, I see it. Temp.
And you would put hit points in that box. Were it not for when you bite into his throat, you begin to try to like get the vitality out from him as part of your Therianthropic abilities, but you immediately feel a thickness. The blood is almost this viscous, red, almost dark sludge, and you pull back, and your mouth is just dripping it. And you do not gain hit points.
Oh, you want me to die? Okay. Okay.
And you take 8 points of poison damage as you just go back, and it's just dripping out of your mouth, and you almost find it hard to open your jaw afterwards, as it's just almost gluing your mouth shut.
I have to remember this. Okay.
It is not.
He
It
took-
is
he
not
took
a
damage,
good
right,
taste.
Right, he took damage, right? It was 11. I did something during that turn besides fucking up my mouth.
Yeah, he took some damage.
Okay. Great. So 37 points of damage. Can't heal from that. I have an action left, right? Or no, I have 2. Because I just used the attack with Feast.
Yes.
Okay. So I I attack again as a bonus this time. So where is it? Fucking misses. And then I use a normal potion for my ring.
Alright. Well, you gave one away, and then you used one, so all you have left is the greater.
I used the greater earlier, so I just have one normal one left.
Alright.
Okay. So 2d4 plus 2. You know, I have a feeling I'm supposed to die here or lose here, but you know, I'll give it a good old college try.
Good old college try.
I get 5 hit points back. Woo!
There is no you have to anything in D&D. It's a stronger enemy than you.
I guess, yeah.
Alright. So, up now, it's Aeolian's turn. So he's gonna continue the pressure, make another wisdom saving throw. He just continues, like, the howl does not stop. You're missing just because he's still screaming in your face. And
It didn't stop when
when
it bit his throat?
No. It started getting a little gargled, but it's still just shouting out at you.
We got an 11.
So you do not take half, you take full.
I'm so fucked.
You take 10 points of psychic damage and 8 points of sonic damage. As he just continues to scream and almost start pushing you back up against a wall, like the tree, and you're just backing up at this point, just scared. As And then Aeolian just continues to shout you down, and you see it begins to raise both claws to strike. But you see the mark just flash, and he turns to the side, and you see, and almost like noticing something, and just from out of the corner, or well, just from like the corner of your eye next to him, you just see a white flash, or not a white flash, like a yellow, almost golden flash of light, as you see just stepping out of the brush. What's it called? Aeolian goes to make 2 strikes. So that was that. Yeah, so Aeolian makes 2 strikes. Ferocity. Watch me get a crit on this. Let me see.
This man butchers my brother and just kills him.
1 miss and 1 hit, so it's a big hit too, because now it's up to a D12. I'm rolling progressively worse as I gain more dice.
I've just been rolling like shit this entire time. I'm sitting here like, no, my brother isn't stronger than me. He's just been rolling better than me.
I'm gaining more dice and rolling lower. Like, my rolls are getting worse.
All I know is I think I've hit him like 3 times, and the rest of my attacks have been fucking miss. Which is kind of cool. It just shows how fast and like dexterous he is and I am, but damn. Yeah, what truly fucked me was when I was like, oh, I can get temporary hit points if I do this. And it's like, no, poison blood. I'm just sitting there like, God, fuck it.
The more you know.
He's fucking alien from AVP.
And you see just 1 strike does manage to hit, as you see it just rakes across armor, as you see just shining steel scales, as this massive silver armored figure steps out, and on his turn strikes out with what you see to be as just a glaive just strike down towards this creature. It's gonna be... Oh, yeah. Okay, so that hits. It's a grazing hit still. But... Yeah, so you see they have that ability active. So they actually gain... I want to make sure I'm doing this right. So it has been a bit. Yeah, they strike... Yeah, okay. Yeah. They strike the creature and just immediately make a second. Like, follow up with a second. Ooh, that one goes past armor. Let's go. So the first strike does 13. And the second does 10. And I will say, when you click on your current health, and it's like highlighted, if you do plus a number and then or minus a number and hit enter, it'll add or subtract. So you don't need to like mentally do it and then type in the new number.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. So 2 strikes, and then finally, you see, what are they gonna do? What 1 exertion point things do they have? Oh, you see, with their glaive, they do 2 strikes, and then with the butt of their glaive, turn it and just smack. Just blunt hit. Which misses, as it just smacks it aside. And they are going to... you aren't looking too great.
I'm not. 19 of 138 hit points.
Oh, wait, I forgot. the coolest thing this person can do. On both of those hits, they're doing a 4th level Divine Smite.
Awesome. So is there just like an explosion of magical energy when they hit
You
them?
see, when it hits, it is just an explosion of radiant energy. I also forgot to add their radiant damage on each hit. Yeah, this motherfucker's. And as they come within 10 feet of you, you feel yourself almost bolstered with courage. Your very ability to fend off attacks is improved as you are now immune to the frightened condition. And you have a +5 bonus to all saving throws.
Nice.
And so, for both of those hits, just as a base, it would have been an additional 11 radiant damage. So minus 11. And then for the 2 Divine Smites, song slaps. Okay, so 2d8, then 3 for second, 4 for third, and then 5d8 for a 4th level slot. So that's an extra 10d8 total. So you just see a massive explosion of divine energy. As with 2 strikes, he takes a total of fucking 23, 34, almost 80 points of damage.
What? What?
Paladins are insane. Divine Smites go hard. And with just 2 strikes, you see this steel dragonborn step in and immediately go to interpose themselves between you and the... Or actually, no. They seem just dead set on striking down this beast. So it's your turn.
Is it? It's my turn now. Okay. So, seeing that he is distracted now with this mysterious steel dragonborn, I attempt to grapple my brother.
Alright, make an athletics check.
Almost did it in the wrong character. And would this be advantage or normal, since he's not focused on me? Okay. 20!
26.
Damn, okay.
Aeolian seems to be not only just stronger than you, but also have some sort of advantage in any type of athletics. And just easily, you go to grab, and with both palms, just pushes you straight in the chest, back into the tree.
Great.
Nice. So you have 2 more action points.
Okay.
You can try again, if you'd like, but odds aren't great. We'll say.
Okay. Because the only thing is, I'm thinking, is that I don't want to kill my brother in an accident by damaging him too much. And I more so want to capture him. So even though the odds are in my favor, I'm going to try and grapple him again.
Alright. Make another athletics.
Come on! Higher than 20. I can do it. Wait,
Well,
that's the wrong thing.
They roll opposing you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, higher than what they get.
I mean, relative to their... That's not bad. They're just have a really high roll. So they got a 21. So again,
God damn
just
it.
holding you back almost with just an arm. It's now Aeolian's turn. And Aeolian You see the Dragonborn almost looks at you as if, like, questioning. And Aeolian... Aeolian is gonna shout at the Dragonborn. So the Dragonborn is gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
So he can direct his shouts, almost like fucking Dragonborn from Skyrim.
It seems conical.
Okay.
And so, that's a 33.
Hit?
Paladins haven't no, 33 save.
Oh.
Paladins have really high save bonuses.
So he's just like, yeah, that no.
It's like, I'd really rather not. Holy shit, I rolled super high though. 6-5 on 66s. 6-5-5 2-6-5. So 14 points of damage, but that's not too much really. And you see, then it's gonna try. Then Alien's gonna turn around and just with both claws go for your throat.
Okay.
That's a 28 on the first hit and a 29 on the second.
I'm so fucking dead. I have 19 hit points left.
The first attack, that's 14 points of damage.
Take away 3, that's 11. So minus 11. Why did it bring it to 10? So I just clicked on it and typed in minus 11, and it just brought it to 10.
Okay.
I should be at 8.
Okay.
Alright,
Right.
well, whatever. I'm fine. 8.
And then, additional D12, D3, or D6. 5. You know, the average of those rolls. So you only take 5 points of damage additionally from
Minus
the
3.
ferocity. That is...
Was that from the first attack? Still?
Well, no. Two of them is physical. So that goes away. But the other 3 is force. So that three goes through for sure. And then the damage of the second attack. So that would be 13 total points of damage, but
I'm gonna die.
You see the steel dragonborn coming in. They use their reaction, and you see as they interpose themselves between you and the attack and take it instead.
Aw. You have the first one?
Bastard. Alright, so yeah, they take that hit. And now Aeolian is now bloody. Oh yeah, at the start of Aeolian's turn, because you see Aeolian's wounds start stitching themselves back up.
My man's got acid blood
Aeolian
fucking...
had been made bloody by like the 80 points of damage in a round, and it seems now that Aeolian is bloody. Their Therianthropic like body is kicking into regeneration mode. And
okay, so he's a higher level. He's got that one ability or whatever. Okay.
So now, the Dragonborn.
His turn now.
He's just going to continue to just strike down on your brother. Does not seem to have gotten the memo about let's not kill him.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird. My attack is not coming through. There we go. Ooh, natural 1. Natural 20. On paladins, they're so bad because they smite and then it's like 68 or like 5d8, and so all of that gets maximized.
I'm just gonna fucking outright kill my brother in accident.
Like your brother.
Change my story forever. Just fucking should have transformed and went. Wait, no.
Hey, if the dice.
The dice demand it.
If the dice demand it. Oh god. Okay.
I mean, you could always do something like his physical form gets cut in half, but he's like in a spectral form. There's something there underneath.
Alright, so that would be... So it's a total of... Oh, the Radiant's already rolled? Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so that would be... That is 11 plus... Oh, slashing already got rolled. Okay, so that is 12. I'm doing this math. 12 plus 10 from the weapon, plus 8 from the bonus.
Wouldn't the weapon be halved? If it's not silver?
No. It seems to be a magical weapon as well.
Okay.
So, it's 12 from just the roll, then 10 from the max of the weapon die, 8 from the max of the bonus radiant die, and then they drop a 3rd level smite. So it is going to be 2d8, 3d8, it's additional 4d8, and then the maximum of those 4d8 is plus 32. Oh, I didn't do that math. 4 slash, oh, I didn't slash R, slash R, 4d8 plus 12 plus 10 plus 8 plus 32. Still alive. But just barely.
How much damage did he do? Holy fuck.
85 points of damage.
What
total.
the fuck? I'm barely doing like 11.
Paladin
14.
crits are disgusting. That's a paladin crit. This guy seems like he could potentially take on Aeolian just on his own.
Mm.
Would probably struggle, but might have a decent chance. But goddamn, he's rolling really good.
Yeah. Only that fucking happened when I was fighting my brother.
Aeolian takes the strike, just a divine slash straight across the body, and stumbles back, almost torn apart in half. If it weren't for the regeneration, he would have been completely bisected, like vertically. And you see he stumbles back, and you watch, he is bisected, and you see just completely split down the middle. Organs start to fall out, and just his body seems to tear apart. You see the light of the mark fade, but the pelt in the back hold is still attached, and you watch as the muscle and fiber of the body just starts immediately just spindling
reach together.
And you see he stumbles back into a tree. And Sonder, it is now your turn. So you see,
I transform back into a human.
okay, so you transform back into a human.
See, now would have been the optimal time to use the band, but of course I had to use it early and fuck it up. I transform back into a human and shout, "Wait, this is he's my brother!" Like, wait.
You see, the Dragonborn seemingly turns over to you. Make a persuasion check.
Nine. Great.
And so, are you doing anything else on your turn?
And
And I will say, after that strike, Aeolian looks completely shell-shocked and scared.
even though it's like super stupid, I go between the Steel Dragonborn and Wolf Guy.
Alright.
Alien. My bro.
You push your way between the two. And up next is Aeolian's turn.
It's fucking...
If you...
That's the end of him!
At the top of Aeolian's turn, Aeolian heals. Just from the regeneration. Still probably one tap from either of you. But Aeolian, almost like a hurt dog, just whimpering, tries to just disengages using 2 action points and sprints away. Although, the Dragonborn has an ability that ignores engaging and still gets an opportunity attack. But looking at you just gives you a look of just like trying to understand the situation. And they raise their glaive and you see they're right about to strike. But just lower it as they let Aeolian just charge off into the night. Gone. And it starts to get a little quiet as Aeolian charges off, and it is just now your adrenaline, and this Dragonborn. You guys sort of just stare at each other for a bit as the light fades. And I think that's where we'll end the session.
Ends with me passing out.
And you just like...
Eyes roll back in my head and I fall to the ground. Damn! I got fucked up.
Yeah.
I was so confident I was so overpowered and I just got straight fucked up.
Yeah, Aeolian's a bit of a menace.
Bro, I'm still salty about the fucking... I'm like, oh, I can heal. It's fucking acid blood. And I'm like...
Not
Didn't do
acid,
anything
just
here.
some kind of, like, poisonous ichor.
Corruption.
Potentially.
That was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Alright, well, that's how you met Morvarax.
More of a Rex.
Yes, I'll put it in... I'll message you the name just so if you want to write it down. He introduces himself as Morvarax Dardendrian. Alright, and yeah, we can discuss, not at 1 in the morning,
I'm fine with...
the kinds of things you guys talk about, and what leads you up to the campaign. But this was sort of your practice session.
It went well, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Alright, well, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
Enjoyed that.
And it is 1 in the morning. Holy shit.
Yeah. D&D takes
Close that.
Alright.
Close that as well.
Well, I'll
I
end
think-
that recording.